Today we are going to talk about using prepositions. We'll be focusing only on the prepositions that deal with place and time because they can be rather tricky. First, let's talk about what a preposition is. A preposition is a part of speech that tells us the relationship between nouns and other words. For example, if I have the sentence, "My dog was in the grass," the word "in" is my preposition. Without the preposition "in," the sentence would read, "My dog was the grass." By adding a preposition, it helps define the relationship between my dog and the grass. There are certain prepositions that we use for different situations. This is true also for place and time. At, on, and in are three prepositions that we use for place and time. This seems rather straightforward, but all three of these prepositions can be used to represent both place and time. Let's look at some examples. See if you can identify the prepositions in the following sentences. Sentence number 1. I went to eat at Pizza Hut. Sentence number 2. I went to Paris in 2005. Sentence number 3. Stacy wants to go play soccer on Saturday. Sentence number 4. Students in Colorado like to snowboard. Sentence number 5. Bob wants to ride his bike on 16th Street. Sentence number 6. Joe left for the party at 6 o'clock. You can take some time to pause the video now so you can identify what preposition exists in each sentence. Let's see how you did. In example number 1, I went to eat at Pizza Hut, the word at is the preposition. In example number 2, I went to Paris in 2005, in is the preposition. In example number 3, Stacy wants to go play soccer on Saturday, on is the preposition. In example number 4, students in Colorado like to snowboard, in is the preposition. Example number 5, Bob wants to ride his bike on 16th Street, on is the preposition. In example number 6, Joe left for the party at 6 o'clock, at is the preposition. Let's take a closer look at example number 1. Let's talk about some rules that can help tell us when to use at, in, and on. The first rule is that we use at instead of in for names of businesses. I went to eat at Pizza Hut, which would be correct. I went to eat in Pizza Hut is incorrect. Our second rule is that when we talk about streets, days of the week, or holidays, we make sure to use the preposition on instead of in. Here are some examples. The mall is on Pine Street. On Monday, I have a test. Or, I dressed up as a mummy on Halloween. It makes much more sense to use the word on instead of in. Rule number 3. Use the preposition in when talking about years or locations such as cities. For example, I could say something like, I was born in 1993. Or I could say something like, the LA Lakers are a basketball team in Los Angeles. The rules that we have previously covered work for most cases. However, there are exceptions such as the following idiomatic phrases. In the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening do not follow the typical rules. Typically, we use in to talk about years or locations. There is also the phrase at night. We usually use at to talk about a certain business, but this is a different use. Here's some practice sentences you can try. Fill in the blank with the correct preposition for the situation. Pause the video if you need some time to think between questions. The first sentence says, I ate a hamburger blank smash burger. The correct preposition would be at. Let's try another. The next example says, I swim blank summer. The correct answer is, I swim in summer. Let's try one more. Sheila has a big final blank Tuesday. The correct answer is, Sheila has a big final on Tuesday. If you answered those correctly, you can try to do some independent practice. Try writing a sentence each for the prepositions at, on, and in. Try to write a sentence for both place and time situations for each. This will give you 6 different sentences. I hope you learned a lot about prepositions.